Today we're going to be going through the Ferra Absconsum achievement. This achievement entails collecting all 45 pieces of intel found within the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare campaign. So in this guide I will be walking you through all 15 levels and showing you where each of the 3 intel pieces are in each. Okay, for the first intel in the first level, you enter this hotel with the green walls. You head up the stairway. As you get about halfway up this stairway, you will find a little cafe section on your right. The first intel is located on a table right here in the cafe. Okay, moving on to number 2 now. As you leave the subway later in the level, you will run into this little restaurant bar type area right here. Just inside the doorway there's a staircase that'll lead up to the second floor. Follow the wall all the way to the back. As you get to the back you'll find a second staircase that'll lead you up to the 3rd story, where you will find the intel laying on the floor. For intel number 3, you're going to get to the point where you have to pick up the charges. You pick those up and you head towards your target. Instead of moving up toward the target, run through this waterfall right here. As you pass through, you'll find a little room and the final intel of level 1 on the table. Okay, now on to level 2. For the 4th intel, at the beginning of the level, after you release the president from this room, you will have the doors open, move over to the right into the bedroom. If you take a right from there, you will find the bathroom, where you will see the 4th intel sitting. Okay, moving on to intel number 5.
Go get that arm fixed.
After you take a ride along with Irons, you get out of the car. Instead of heading in the building with Gideon, turn around. You will see this little guard hut over here. If you walk over to the guard hut, enter it, and you will find the intel sitting on the table. Okay, moving on to intel number 6. After you finish the grenade range, you'll come down to this room with the elevators. If you take a right instead of going to the elevator, you'll find it right here in this room. Okay, now moving on to level 3 and intel number 7. After you breach the ceiling down into this room, follow the wall along the left side of the building. As you get back toward the corner, you'll find the intel on the table.
We need eyes on the targets.
Okay, moving on to number 8 now. After the white truck herds you up the stairs, you'll fall down into this little area. Follow the wall along the left side. Eventually you'll come to some pop machines where the intel will be sitting on the ground. Okay, and now number 9. After you defeat the truck that was chasing you and before you climb up the wall, just turn right around and you'll find the 9th intel laying on the ground. Okay, moving on to level 4, intel 10. After you drop down the elevator shaft, follow the path that they give you. Eventually you will come to this room right here with the red octagon. Walk through, you'll have to break through some glass. And then you jump behind this table over here and you'll find it on the floor. Okay, on to number 11. After you take the freight elevator and use your assault drone, you head outside the door. You'll find this forklift sitting right here. If you go just to the right of the forklift, it is underneath this little raised area on a table in the back. Okay, moving on to number 12. After you leave the control room, you'll find this big vault door right here. Go through here and stay up top. At the end of this little pathway, you'll find the last intel of the level. Okay, moving on to mission number 5, intel number 13. After you fall into the flooded basement, you will run into this guy with the flashlight. He will do a little bit of a loop around here, so you don't have to worry about him. Instead of taking a right like you're supposed to, though, take a left and you will find the intel sitting right to the left of this door. Okay, on to intel number 14. Eventually you meet up with Gideon again and you'll drop down this fire escape. As you do, you can move forward and to your left and you'll find this little container building containing the intel. Okay, moving on to 15. 15 comes just after the ambulance sequence. As you're moving through the building, you'll move into this room where you'll get attacked by a guy with a flashbang. After you clear that, you move into the side room to the left where you will kill one or two more guys, and then the intel will be sitting on a table. And that brings us to mission 6, intel number 16. So as you're moving through the building, you'll run into this guy over here Skyping with Hades. After you assassinate him, you move into the next room. In this next room, there's a little porch area. On the porch, on the right side on a bench, you'll find the 16th intel.
Copy. Alpha's loading up the truck.
Okay, the 17th intel, it comes after the sniper drone sequence. You'll eventually run into this building here. You take a left and follow through this little tunnel up the stairs. And in this bedroom up here on the left side of the bed, on the floor, you will find the 17th thing of intel. Okay, number 18. As you're in the middle of the sniper sequence, you'll eventually find this van with the white and orange sides. Move into the blue building in front of it and you'll find it right on the counter. Okay, and now moving on to level 7. At the very beginning of this level, you will turn around immediately. Upon doing so, you'll notice this desk. On the desk, you will find the 19th intel. Okay, moving on to number 20. As you're escaping from the compound, you'll run into these little orange scaffolding pieces, followed by a couple parked mopeds. Immediately take a left into the building and you will find the 20th intel sitting on a table. The 21st intel comes after the boat sequence as you're starting to climb up the building. Eventually you get to this area with the moving construction crates. You go straight from there, past this little thing of tarps. You will find behind some glass the 21st intel.
Grapple up, Mitchell.
Moving on to mission number 8, intel number 22. On top of the security building here, you will breach the rooftop. As you drop through, well, hopefully you won't be glitched like I am, but you will find this desk over here on your left. And as you approach it, you'll notice that the 22nd intel is located there. Moving on to intel number 23. As you progress further, you'll eventually make it to Iron's office. This is a pretty obvious one. Just walk across the office and somebody's going to get in my way, but here's the intel right on the counter. Moving on to number 24, after you take a ride on the bottom of the car, underneath the shelves over here, below where you grapple up is the 24th intel. Moving on to mission number 9, intel number 5. When you start out and land the plane, you'll come up to these two crates. The second set of crates, you'll find this intel sitting right between two of the boxes. For intel number 26, after you kill this patrol here in the ice canyon, all you have to do is jump straight across and you'll find the 26th intel next to the rightmost body. Okay, moving on to intel number 27. 27 occurs just after you get pulled out of the ice water. You should sit here and just listen to these people. It will not let you pick it up until after they're done talking anyways. Once they're done talking, head over to this crashed plane. Along the side of the crashed plane, you'll find the intel sitting on the ground. Okay, moving on to mission number 10, intel number 28. At the very beginning of the mission, as soon as you're going to get control, you'll move into the shack right here, and the intel is on the ground along the back wall. Okay, now to intel number 29. Just after you steal all the data from the computers as you're going through the hallways, you'll get to that fork right there that says emergency shutdown. Take a right into this blue room. Just as you come into the blue room, the intel will be on your left. For intel number 30 coming up here, as your team is headed toward the escape vehicle, you'll find this room here with all the computers. Just break out a window, hop on through, and you'll find the 30th intel on a desk. And now on to mission 11, intel number 31. As you're moving through the traffic, about 370 meters away from your target, you'll come up to this car here that has the passenger side door open. In the passenger seat, you'll find the 31st intel. Continuing on down the bridge, about 145 meters from the target on the right side, you'll find this raised sign. You climb around and jump up to the back side of it. You will find on the far corner the 32nd intel. Okay, for intel number 33, on the left side of the bridge, as you approach the helicopter about 50 meters from the target, you will find the 33rd intel hidden within a group of boxes. Okay, now moving on to mission 12, intel number 34. I did this a little bit early, but after you plant both the jammers, you'll come through this broken window. You will come up to these long windows here, and the intel will be located on your right. On to intel number 35. After your first night vision fight and defeating the Goliaths, you'll come up to this catwalk section. When everyone else goes straight, you take a right. Take a left at the next one. Go through the door and take a right, and there's your intel. .36, the last one for this mission, is pretty simple. As you progress through the mission, you get to the bridge. Before taking control of the guns, turn to your right. On the table in the middle of the room, you find the 36th intel. Okay, now moving on to mission number 13, intel number 37. After your pod lands here at the beginning, once you get control, stay to the right, move along the wall, head up these stairs up here. After you get up the stairs, you'll follow the railing along your right. This railing will lead you to this bench over here that will contain intel number 37. The next two intel are located in the big area that contains the majority of the level. 38 is one of the best hidden intels in the game. Over in the back right corner of the map, as you see where I'm headed, just to the right of the turret guns you have to destroy, there's an area that you can climb up with the grappling hook. You have to climb up 3 times and you'll reach this terrace with a few tables. And on the table is intel number 38. Now intel number 39 will be located directly across on the opposite side of the large area. After you've destroyed the turrets, when you head over here, there'll be a Goliath. The Goliath is protecting this intel as it is on this upper walkway on one of the benches. So once you take down the Goliath, you can move across the walkway and easily get number 39 without a problem.
I'm covering you! Grab that stinger!
Okay, now moving on to mission number 14, intel number 40. After you set off the alarm, you'll move up these stairs. You'll get to a room with 2 guys who surrender. The door just past them on the right will open as you get close to it, and this room will contain intel number 40.
Baghdad was just the beginning. Washington, New York, Los Angeles. Military targets.
Now on to 41. As you progress, you'll get to a room with a bunch of bodies on tables and a man in a room who's locked himself inside. Just after you pry open this door here, Gideon will take down the man, and as you can see, the intel is right there on your left.
Where is Manticore launching from? Where?
Now on to intel number 42. Just before the best part of the level, toward the end, after you've crashed the plane, you will get up and find a mech suit. Before getting in the mech suit, turn directly behind yourself, and you will find intel number 42 on a table.
Hit the manual punch out. Over here, Mitchell.
Okay, now moving on to mission number 15, your final mission, and intel number 43. You'll enter these orange-colored hallways at the beginning of the mission. As you're finally about to leave the orange hallways, instead of taking a left, go straight to the blacked out room, and you'll find the 43rd intel on the table to your right. For intel number 44, as you enter the round room, you'll find these stairs to your left. Head down these stairs and go straight through these doors that you find on your left. You'll continue kind of on a leftward path as you keep going along this wall. You take another left right here into this room, which then leads you to another smaller room that you take a left and find the 44th intel located on the table. Now for your 45th and final intel, keep progressing through the level. Eventually you'll get to this point where Gideon will kick down this door. After Gideon kicks down the door, follow him through. As you get to this first left, take the left, and as he goes right, head straight, and on your left on the table, you will find your final intel, and hopefully you'll have your achievement at this point. And that completes the guide, so hopefully that helped you find all of your pieces of intel, and thank you for watching.